Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Egld. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart on TradingView, I'm going to zoom out here to show you the Fibonacci retracement that I'm using. And if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, there's going to be a link down below in the description where I explain how I use the Fibonacci retracement to see what support and resistance levels we can target. So watch that video and come back to this one. So we have our swing high printed in December of 2021 at $546 and the swing low in June of the same year in low is at 53.69. So with that, we had the 1.618 target all the way down here at $12.80. Now that would have been quite the pullback from the all-time high. That would have been a 97.6% pullback. And that's typically what altcoins do in a bear market, 95 to 99% pullbacks. But so far, what we've done is we've went as low as 94%. So that's also doable. Potentially, this could have been our bear market low. We do need Bitcoin to continue from here, and we do need to see the August 2022 high broken in order for us to say that we have flipped bullish for the midterm. Obviously, any black swan events, we could see massive dumps across the board, S&P 500, crypto markets, all of that is going to drop down if we have any bearish news coming out, anything, global. And you always need to have spare cash for those situations, because if we go back to March 2020, whereas actually Egld wasn't trading in March 2020, so we can't go back that far, but we did have a very strong capitulation and then a very quick recovery. So you want to be able to buy into this capitulation if we see that, that flash crash, and altcoins will have potentially 50 to 60% crashes, and we may see these large wicks. So you want to have your buy limit orders set up in advance so that when you have that wick, even if you're asleep, the orders will be executed, and then once you wake up, you're probably going to be in profit. So now let's zoom in and let's see what's going on here. So as you can see, we have our ABC correction. So starting with this high in March, we had the A leg down into June 2022. Then we had the B leg high in August 2022. And then we've had the C leg low. And potentially we printed the C low in January 2023. So just this month. And potentially this is where we are going to be reversing the trend. But I wouldn't be so sure of that because things aren't looking very bullish right now. This is a relief rally that we're going to be getting, just like the relief rally we had here from June into August. And I would say if this continues, we could potentially, top out somewhere in March, and then we could have the pullback into April and May, and then another move to the upside into August 2023, which is typically what we see during the summer. We have that rally into August, and then we have another capitulation in September/October, and then I think that's when we're going to start seeing the first sort of shades of the next bull market. But that's just what I think is going to happen. It's probably not going to play out that way. So let's start zooming in here, and you can see that we have multiple yellow trend lines. These are support and resistance trend lines. So we've just retested this yellow support trend line, and this was $40.50. And as you can see, we had that wick all the way down there, perfect wick. Actually, we almost got there. Let's see. So that was at $40 roughly. Let me get the cursor here. So $40.52-ish. And the bullish cross is what we're seeing here, where the 20 EMA, the yellow moving average, crosses above the 55 EMA. So that's a good sign. However, in a bear market, that's not enough for us to be bullish. Okay, this is simply a lower high at this point. Or you could say a double top if we just retrace all the way up here to $46. Really what we need to be doing is coming up and breaking this December high, breaking this November high, and moving into the August 2022 high. Now that would be very bullish, but if this is everything and this is the top of the move, then from here you retrace down. Whether you print a higher low or a lower low doesn't really matter, because you're still printing a lower high, and this is just a continuation of the downtrend. Now locally, if we print a higher low and continue from there, this could be a nice local uptrend that we could be in, right? And that could lead into a bigger uptrend, but let's not speculate too much here. Let's see what we've got. So if you're looking to take some profits and you bought into Egld sometime in December, in early January, and you're looking to take some profits, I would say right now is not a bad time to do so, as we're up almost 38 or 39%. And if you reach that resistance trend line there, that would be almost 41% roughly, which is the high that we printed here at the start of December. So yeah, that's something that you could be targeting here. What you could also do is drop a Fibonacci retracement from the swing low in January to the swing high in December and see what our technical targets could be. So currently we're above the 786, which is good, and we've blasted through the golden ratio here. We couldn't get through it for a couple of days, but we managed to do so, and then we had this little move to the upside above the 786. We back tested the golden ratio as well, as you can see with the SWIC, alongside back testing the yellow support trend line, and from there we're moving above the 786. So right now 46.67 is your current target. That could provide us with this double top pattern, and if you continue down and you lose the neckline of the pattern, which is there, right, then you're gonna have a lower target to the downside. So I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet. This is probably a lower high. Like I said, we're having the FOMC meeting coming up February 1st, and I think if we get 50 basis points hike for the interest rates, I think we're going to see a pretty strong pullback here in crypto. And even without that, altcoins are pretty overextended, especially Bitcoin is very overextended right now. So we need to see a healthy pullback before we see any sort of continuation. Now, if this local uptrend was to continue and we broke this high of December 2022, your technical target would be the 1.618 here at $58.50, because that is what you target after you break the first fib level. That's your first fib level. You break that, you're in a technical target to the 58.8. Not saying we're going to get there immediately, not saying we're going to get there at all, but that's what you target. More often than not, you retrace to the 1.618 after breaking the first fib level. From where we are right now, that would be 34%. But I'm not buying into Egld right now. I'm waiting for a pullback. I want to buy off of the golden ratio here. $40.50 is good enough for me. I'm going to put some buy orders. I already have some buy orders at this level, and I'm going to get into Egld. I already have some coins, and I want to top up that position. As you can see, this level is pretty important since we did have a back test in November of that exact same level. We also wicked down there in June 2022. So that's a pretty important level. And this was also a resistance level back in January 2021. So this support level at $40.50 or 60 cents is something that we need to keep an eye on. Overall, if we manage to lose the EMAs and lose this support level, just take a look at the fib retracement here. 38.8 is your next support level at the 0.5. Pretty good level here. Lots of back tests. Below that, you have the 382 Fibonacci at $37.24. Then you have the 0.236 at 35.3 and the local low here at 32.4. So if we manage to go down below 35 cents, I would say that's a steal, and I would be buying quite a few coins in this area myself. Now let's switch over to the daily RSI and see what's going on here. So as you can see, we have some sort of a double top pattern here for the daily RSI. As you can see, this is a bearish divergence because you do have the first high on the price action lower than the second one. However, on the RSI, they're both similar. So this is a bearish divergence, and we might see a pullback here. Also, you have the support trend line here on the daily. As you can see, we broke above the white trend line, the yellow trend line, and these are going to be your support levels you should be targeting. So potentially you could see a bounce off of the white trend line. That's a good entry. Then you lose that, bounce off the yellow trend line there, you could enter there. And in terms of a capitulation, if we see a strong drop down, the purple support block down below is where you need to be entering. And that's exactly where we came from. As you can see here in December, we had a pullback into that area, and I told you this would be a perfect buying opportunity. Since then, look at that move to the upside, guys. Just pay attention to what I'm saying and try to draw this on your charts, because this is very important. As you can see, I simply took all the previous swing lows on the RSI, I created this support block, and I was able to see what was the best entry point into Egld. And look at this, perfect entry, perfect entry. You were sitting here for a week, even more than a week, 2 weeks. You could have been buying in, and look at the appreciation in just less than a month. In a couple of weeks, you're overbought. So I think we're going to see a pullback here, and I do want to switch over to the weekly chart on Binance real quick. And before we continue, I quickly want to ask you, do you value your privacy? If the answer is yes, then you must take a look at ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN offers you the privacy that you deserve, no activity logs and no connection logs. Your internet provider won't be able to access anything, and anyone using the same open free Wi-Fi in the cafe as you won't be able to do any harm or breach your security. You can use the ExpressVPN application on any device. You can connect it to your PlayStation, or you can even connect it to your router so that anyone who connects is automatically secured. Or if you're looking to access any region-blocked content on your streaming platform, well, ExpressVPN can do that as well. If you're living in the Netherlands and you want to access a TV show that's only available in Japan, well, my friend, you can do that with ExpressVPN. You can use the link down below in the description and get a discounted price along with 3 extra months for free. You can get your money back if you don't like it, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like it, because we all need the privacy, and in today's age especially. And you can also pay with Bitcoin, so that's a really cool feature as well. And let's get on with the video. Moving over to the Binance chart, as you can see, we broke above the orange descending resistance trend line. So this is a pretty good indicator. We are getting some volume candles coming in as well. And like I said, once you break through a descending horizontal, or not horizontal, a diagonal resistance trend line, and you have some volume behind that, that's pretty good sign that you're actually very bullish. So what we need to see here on the weekly chart is the 20 EMA broken. So if we don't manage to get above that, we're probably going to see a pullback within the realms of this red support block. So that's anywhere between 45 and 35 on the price chart. So potentially what could happen, we could wick off the 20, come back down for a local higher low, and then continue with that trend, potentially taking out 66.8 down the line. That's a potential play, but overall, I would say all of this is a very good buying opportunity, even all of this here. Once you accumulate enough coins in this area and we get into the next bull market, you know, when you're selling at $400, $500, I don't think it's really going to be that important whether you bought in $44 or let's say $43. So obviously buying lower is better, but I'm just saying that don't stress out about these, you know, points and prices too much. We're still in a bear market here, and you haven't missed out. Don't FOMO in. Taking a look at the RSI, what's going on here? So we had a pullback below one of the support levels I gave you, just below that, just to fake us out and think we're going lower. If you bought in here, great. As you can see, we had a pretty strong move here, taking out this high in October, and potentially what we could be seeing down the line here, if we continue with this uptrend, a retest of this blue trend line. So we could potentially do something like this and have a move down from there. So once we break the blue trend line, I think that's going to be a massive, massive signal. But I don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to check out my Patreon. There's going to be a 7-day free trial for anyone willing to join my Patreon. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.